Now I'm constantly hearing all this talk about how AI is going to take all the jobs and replace us in the workforce. But I just keep wondering something. If AI really does take, most of the jobs, where does that leave us? And what are we supposed to do for income? And that got me to really thinking about this. Because what good does it do a company to go and replace all its workers with AI if the people that they're trying to sell their product to don't have any money to buy it? And the more I sat and thought on this, the more I realized something. The money is only one part of this. Because once you start taking people's jobs from them, you're not just taking away their source of income anymore. You're taking away their self-worth and their identity and the part of them that still makes them feel human. And what they never seem to mention when they start talking about using technology and AI to make our lives easier is that it might also make a lot of us useless. And the worst part of this is most of us would never see it coming because it would happen so slowly that most people wouldn't even notice it until they looked up one day and half of their life was already being run by a machine. But I think the first place that most people would feel this would be at work. And that's exactly why I say they wouldn't go and replace all the jobs in one shot. They're not going to come out and make some big announcement about what's coming or send out a bunch of "this is your last day" notices to everybody. And nobody will be holding your hand, walking you out to the parking lot with a box full of stuff. That's too obvious. It'll roll out a lot more natural than that, a little bit at a time. First, overtime will dry up, and then 40 hours will turn into 30, and 30 will turn into 20. Then comes the restructuring. And now all of a sudden, you're down to working only Tuesdays and Thursdays, while some program fills the rest of the week. And the reality is, that program does a hell of a lot better job than you ever did. Because see, it doesn't call in sick, doesn't get tired, it doesn't ask for raises, and more than anything, it doesn't make mistakes. But see, nobody ever came right out and called it what it really is. It's your replacement. Because see, that would be too harsh and too blunt for most people. So instead, they call it optimization, or we're just trying to stay competitive. But whatever it is, it's the same old speech, just dressed up with a few fancy new words now. And please don't sit there telling yourself that this is some far off fantasy that this old guy is having and it can't happen. It can. I mean, just take a look around you. Half of us already been put into play now. The cashiers are gone and the receptionists are all gone. That old customer service person that you used to be able to get a hold of on the phone, they're gone too. And your bills and your banking and your doctor and your insurance and every complaint that you have now, all of it gets run by a screen instead of by a person. And every time they make one of these changes, they always try to sell it back to you like they're doing you some kind of a favor. They claim they're doing it for convenience or progress or to increase efficiency. But see, the one thing that they never tell you is the truth. And that's that another piece of your life is being taken out of your hands and handed off to a system that you've got zero say-so in. And let's be honest with each other here. We all know it's not going to be the same for everybody. Because the people with money, they're going to still get to deal with a real person. While the rest of us, we get a portal. So now we come to the universal income check. And this is that one thing that they keep telling us that we should be most grateful for. Because it's going to arrive in your account on the first of every month, just like clockwork, whether you lifted a finger for it or not. And make no mistake about it, it's just barely enough to help keep the lights on and keep a little food in the house. It gives you just enough breathing room to make you feel like you'd be ungrateful if you were to ever complain about it. But it's not enough to actually do anything with. Just enough to make sure that you never look somebody in power in the eye and tell them no. And yeah, it helps keep you alive. But being alive doesn't mean you're free. Even though they still love to go and call it freedom. But free from what? Work? Like work was some kind of cage. Work was the last thing we all had that made us feel useful. It was that one thing that still made people feel like they meant something. And now, fast forward, when your son asks you, "What do you do for a living now, Dad?" You just kind of stand there looking at him. I mean, what are you going to say to him? You going to tell him the truth? That you're a grown ass man just standing around killing time till the day's over. And how do you form your lips to say that to your kid? And what's that saying to him about his own future, if he still has a future? And last but not least, they go and vote in the social credit system. And at first, it seems like a big nothing. Just some number associated with your account that goes up every time you go along with something that the system says you should. So you show up at the community event, the number goes up. You say some approved stuff online and it goes up again. But then one day you cross that line. You say the wrong thing or you leave the wrong comment online. It's not even really anything bad. Just something you were once allowed to say that you're not allowed to say anymore. And that number goes down, way down. And suddenly your doctor's appointment got pushed back 3 weeks. And that better apartment you've been on a waiting list for, suddenly it's not available anymore. And if the violation is bad enough, your universal income check is going to get docked. And sure, nobody's going to ever come right out and tell you that all these things are connected because they don't have to. You already know and everybody knows. And see, that's the most ingenious part of all this. Nobody's got to threaten you or come knocking on your door or police you anymore. Because now you're going to do it to yourself. You're going to police your own words and actions. You're going to stop those words before they ever make it out of your mouth. And underneath all of that, under the AI and the check and the scoring system, that's where the real monster lives. And that monster is that we stopped even noticing a long time ago how comfortable we were all getting with this whole system. So now your son will never even know what got taken away from him. He'll just grow up thinking that this is just how it is. And see, that was always the plan. You just weren't told about it. So this whole time they were promising you that the future would set you free, but what they didn't tell you was that it might also set you free from the things that made you feel human in the first place. Your job, your choices, your privacy, your ability to say no. I just guess most of us never stopped to ask the questions that we should have been asking. We just took whatever was handed to us and figured that it couldn't happen to me. But then when it did happen, we all got caught flat-footed. And let me ask you a question. What happens to a man when he doesn't feel useful anymore? And what happens to the middle class, which, by the way, is most of us, when the machines do all the work? Because once people lose their ability to work, the darker questions start to naturally show up on their own. Like, who gets to control whether or not you get to survive? And what happens to a society when the people finally decide that they're done accepting the world that they've been handed? And if you got any thoughts or comments or anything you want to add to this, please, by all means, drop them down below. I don't think this is too far-fetched. I think a lot of the systems are already in place. Some of this has been taken from other countries and it was implemented slowly there and it's being implemented slowly here. The one that worries me the most is the social credit system. Social credit system is a way of scoring basically how good of a citizen you are. You curse, you cut somebody off in traffic, you do other things, your social credit rating goes down, and you need that social credit rating for loan rates, being approved for a loan, to travel, apartments, homes, everything. and this has already been implemented in other countries, that scares me the most because that means the government has control over you. And then they talk about the universal income. That's another form of control. And as we all know, no matter which side of the aisle you're sitting on, this has nothing to do with red or blue or independence. This has to do with our government controlling us. Once they get that control, they never relinquish that. They never give that back. But hey, you guys got anything you want to add? Please, by all means, drop it down below. I'm not going to sit here and beat this to death because I could go on and on and on, and you know it. But at any rate, I'm Unc. Take care of yourself and each other. Kindness, love, respect. We need to show each other a lot more of these, and maybe we'd get along a lot better. Oh, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in the next one.